Hi everyone, welcome back to the last video of this series and the playlist. Okay, so I was planning to teach you how to push the backend APIs to production on a VPC or external EC2 or droplets or DigitalOcean like that. So I thought it would be better if I bring a different series about deployment of APIs. So that's it. I would bring deployment series in a different playlist. So I would like to end this playlist because it's important that we start the playlist of backend development, and it's equally important that we also give an end to the series that we create. So this is going to be a summary video of the things which we have learned so far in this series and playlist. So this was a backend development course with Node.js of JavaScript. In this video, in this series actually, we learned about setting up our environment. That is, we learned about installation of Node.js and setting up our code editor. Apart from this, we learned about how to directly deploy any random application to production. So there we have made a sample hello world application using the express.js of the Node.js facility. So we have deployed it on render.com and we have seen how successfully and easily deployment can be done. Apart from this, the next video itself, we learned about data modeling, which was how we define the database schema and how the data is actually stored in the database. Next, we have taken up a sample project of a to-do list application, very easy. We have learned how can we set up the system or set up the folder architecture for production grade backend development of a to-do list application or any application that you create. Next, we have learned about how can we connect MongoDB Atlas to our code base. Okay, so we have created an account on MongoDB Atlas, we created a collection, we created a cluster, we obtained an URL from there, we set up the password, then we learned how can we connect to our MongoDB. Next, we have learned how can we write controllers where actually the logic of the backends actually written. After the controller, we slowly proceeded to learn how can we define the routes of various controllers that we have just made. Next, at the last, we have learned how can we set up the middlewares of Express, imports a route, integrate everything. So with that, our development part was over. And as an addition to this, we have also learned how can we debug different sorts of error which we get in the development part. So there was module not found error, there was an error in the MongoDB where we saw that IP was not whitelisted and it was not allowing our MongoDB to be connected. So these are the things which we corrected and learned in due course that this can be solved, and these errors can also happen in day-to-day life. Apart from this, we have just a glimpse of middlewares. About that, middlewares are functions which sit in between the HTTP request and how the server responds to a particular request. So middleware sits in between that thing. So we have learned about CORS, cross-origin resource sharing, which will allow the request from other domains as well to access the server. Yes, I know that much more important inputs are needed on the concept of middleware course, so that will come in due course. But it was important that we keep ending this series because it's equally important to end the series and keep a limit. See, if you dive into the backend development, there is atrocities up to which you can expand this project. So keeping things aside, at last we learned about testing a backend API using Postman, and we have learned how we get response and how we send response, how all the CRUD operations were tested in APIs with the API in the Postman. So that's all about in this series. So with this backend development series do come to an end. From here, we will bring unique videos about middlewares, course, deployment. This will be single videos about the Node Miller package, which will come in due course. So this will be single videos, single shots. So there we will take just one topic and we'll complete that topic in one video itself. So that's all in this series. Do press that like button and consider hitting the subscribe button if you do appreciate my efforts, and do not forget to comment down your thoughts on where can I improve in this series. That's all in this series. I will see you in the next video in some other playlist. Thanks for watching.